Hi, welcome back to another episode of the Island Fishing Show. Anyway, it's about -8 degrees outside, and I'm on the process now of snowing a little bit. It's -8 or so, and a little cool wind out today. I'm in the process now of building a smelt shack. Smelt shack is the one I'm building now is 8x5, fairly big one. Usually they're only about 6x4 or something like that. I like a big shack so you can put 2 or 3 fellas in it and have a little fun. So anyway, I'm also going to show you here what a smelt spear looks like. Anyway, here's a smelt spear. And the smelt spear, there's the idea of it there. Spear the smelts when they come in through the hole. You only got about 4 or 5 feet of water. Anyway, there's a smelt spear I like using right here. It's a nice smelt spear. As the smelt comes along, swims along, you spear him, and he goes up into here. These 2 little clips hold him on there. See that? So anyway, these are nice little spears. They're about 4.5 feet in length, just enough there so you can draw the smelt up and spear them. And I'll also show you now how a proper way to build your smelt shack. A lot of people put their hole on the end of the smelt shack, which I think is wrong. But anyway, other people seem to like it. But you can only fish one tide with that. Where if you have the hole in the middle of the shack, if you're left-handed or right-handed, it doesn't matter. The tide shifts. You just shift over to the other side, where if you have the shack hole at the end of the shack, you can only fish the one way. And if you're left-handed, if you're right-handed speared, you can't use your left hand if you're not used to it. It's no good to you. So what you do is you shift over to the other side, and that on the other side of the hole, then you're back to right-handed again. So a lot of people put their holes on the end of the shack, which I think is wrong. But some people prefer that. That's their business. But I prefer my hole in the middle of the shack. That way there too, you have a longer spearing time for fishing the smelts. You can fish 6 hours. A lot of people might fish 2 or 3 hours, with the incoming tide and the outgoing tide. And a lot of people put their hole wrong when they cut their ice too. They cut it lengthways, where if you cut the hole with the tide coming in and out, the same length of the tide, that means you'll have an extra 2 or 3 feet of spearing. Where a lot of people shift their hole around and have the smelts coming underneath the shack or underneath the other side of the shack. You only got 6 inches to spear that smelt. The other way, if you had the smelt coming across the hole, you have all kinds of time to spear the smelt. So if your tide is running this way, you can draw the smelt up like that and then go down and get them, right? Like that, see? And then you pull them up. So anyway, where the other way, your smelt is underneath your shack, and as soon as he comes out, bang, you got to be ready right away for him. It doesn't give you much time. As I'll show you my hole here in the bottom of the smelt shack right here now. So anyway, just building the shack here now in my yard here. As you can see, here she is there. I'll just give her a quick glance of her here. See, there's the hole there. You can see there. See how I have it like in the middle of the shack, like, and that way there. See, and if the tide's running like back this way, if it's going back this way, you have all kinds of time when the smelt goes this way here. When the smelt goes like this way, then you have all that spearing time right along in there. But if you put the hole the other way, you don't have much time to spear the smelt. So anyway, and what you got to do too is when you build your doors, always build your doors about a foot off the ice, like up high. You want it up high because we get a lot of snow here in the winter time. And you want to step into the shack, because if your door's down too low, you can't open your door. Usually they freeze up. So you want to build your door up about a little higher, about a foot or 8 to 10 inches, 1.5 feet, and step into the shack so you can get your door open. Because there's always a chance there that your door will freeze and the snow piles up into it. So anyway, you can get a little distance here. We'll show you here. There's the floor of the smelt shack there now. Just finished that there today there now. And we're starting to put our walls up for it. So anyway, and yeah, and I'll be showing you when I finish the smelt shack. And anyway, and then we'll also be showing you smelt fishing on the ice. Right now there's only about 4 inches of ice. It's not quite enough ice yet to put a smelt shack on. There's a couple there up in Summerside right now, but by this time next week I will have the shack on the ice and fishing smelt. So alright, so well, thank you for watching the Island Fishing Show.